10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now. Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions. All right, it is March 1st. I think I forgot to change my numbers earlier, but oh well. Kind of odd nobody's. There comes Greg. I don't know how the audio is now. I got all the buttons turned on so that the audio works. Hopefully it's working. According to the mixer, it's working, so.
Yes, I hear you.
Cool. Evening, Greg.
So,
Oh, I am, unfortunately. I'm beat. Learned a lesson today. Don't play 18 holes of golf after you played 29 holes or whatever it was, 27 the day before. I barely walk right now. Oh, my back hurts. I mean, I'm muscular sore, but my back is killing me. And it makes sense. I mean, I walked both days. Today, the course was absolutely jam-packed. Just unbelievably jam-packed. I kept catching groups. I'm walking, and I'm catching groups walking. That's how bad it was. Bobby Warren says she doesn't have a problem on her new phone. Well, I would hope not. It's a new phone. Evening stealth mode, Tony Wallow, Jim. Jim says, I think 2 times is enough. So I do what Doug does. I always keep the stream up and running, or not up and running, but I don't close it out and go back and look at chat. And Jim said, I'm confused trying to catch up in 2-speed mode or 2 times mode. Hi, Alex. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Ken. Just a real quick disclaimer here, Ken. If I get disconnected, I am okay, but we're in a real big storm all the way up until pretty much 6 a.m. in the next day or two, and we're under a tornado watch or warning until at least 10 o'clock. So
Okay.
if I get disconnected, I am okay. I just lost power.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm sure if you get disconnected, you'll send me a message over on exactly what I was thinking, Jim. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's a Wizard of Oz reference.
If Alex leaves, either you put him in a waiting room or he got disconnected.
Right, or we get lucky and I put him in the waiting room and he gets disconnected. How ironic would that be? Anyway, AMD released new chipset today. I don't have anything AMD. I'm still all Intel. I've not built my AMD machine. And
I sent that to Jim.
oh, I thought that said me. Yeah, I'll be glad when I get my eyes fixed.
Yeah, we was at church and it was raining hard. We were sitting in church and the preacher was teaching the lesson and it was raining really hard, thundering, lightning and carrying on, pouring down, raining. My dad got drenched pulling the car up to the front door so I could get in easier. And by the time he got out, by the time he pulled the car around, it had already slacked off.
Well, that's good. Yeah, usually
So I could get in, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I got soaking wet and I didn't.
How about sitting in church and the lightning hits the PA system?
That would be interesting.
That happened one time.
That'd be real interesting.
It made a loud squealing sound. It was worse than feedback.
Did did it kill the whole thing, or did it still work after that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure yeah, it did. You put 1.21 gigawatts to a PA system, it probably will.
Well, I know our power at church is one out with the projector on, and my first thought is the power going out isn't good for projector, for sound equipment, or for anything like that, because a projector has to run the fan when you turn it off to cool off the bulb.
Oh yeah, it has to cool off.
I would imagine that electricity and lightning is not good for too many things, actually. Well, they changed tomorrow's forecast. Maybe I'll be foolish and go play at least 9 holes of golf because now we're sunshiny and 60.
I wish we
I
had
can't learn my lesson.
I wish we had your forecast for tomorrow. Literally all day tomorrow, from now all the way through 6 a.m. Friday. We're supposed to be thunderstorm.
Yeah, we get your weather on Friday. It'll be here Friday. We have 90% chance of thunderstorms Friday. So
Well, I wish we could
keep
get
it,
some
please.
rain.
You can keep it down there. Just let it stay there, please.
There's so much pollen in the air. I wish we'd get some rain.
Well, people down here, since all the ice happened a week or so ago, everybody down here is tired of the rain and tired of the trees being down and tired of the power being out. So everybody down here is praying that nothing happens.
Hi,
Are they
Brian.
still, are they still got power outages in Arkansas?
I don't know about down here. I haven't heard anything. Nobody's been complaining about it on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure they got it all situated now.
William Dawson joins us from Florida. Brian joins us from
somewhere.
yeah. It'll come to me in a minute.
Is Rick going to be here tonight?
He is not, actually.
It'll come to you in a jiffy.
He sent me a message earlier this evening and said he will not be able to attend Zoom and let everybody know.
How's Sean?
I haven't heard from him all day.
Yeah, he didn't join last night.
Yeah, he actually did join for a little bit, but he seemed out of sorts. Didn't seem his normal self. It is what it is. I mean, he's going through a lot right now. So Bobby Warren wants me to tell Alex that his friend Jenna got her phone replaced. I guess the antenna broke when she dropped it, and I've never heard of that. Suppose that's possible.
You mean she's got one of those old flip phones that had an antenna on it?
And I think she had an iPhone 11 is what he said. But you know me and my memory, I'm not sure.
Well, it's possible it can mess the end. There's usually a wire antenna in those. It could mess it.
Well, I have no idea.
I don't know. That would be rare.
Thought I'd change the background up a little bit tonight, and I'm so disappointed that she did not get a better angle of the screen when I was
on
doing
one of my
this.
mom's old phones. The microphone on her phone, on that old phone, she had got messed up, so that you couldn't talk to anybody. I mean, you could talk to people, you could call people and talk to them, but everybody you talked to, no matter how good of a signal you had, whether it was perfect or you had like 1 or 2 bars, nobody could understand what you were saying.
Bobby says it was an 11 Pro Max. Now she has a 13 Pro Max. I had to Google BBIAB. Who said that? Jim? Is that a Jim thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll help me try to figure out what it means. No, that's not going to help me figure out what it means. I'll Google it after a bit. So I don't want that one. That one's too short.
It's going to be kind of like the one part of this entire homestead here, producing great food and eating this nice big new cabin we've got.
Trying to find a virtual background that has some movement to it. and I'm not being too successful. The first one's really good. It's really long, but she was horrible on the angles. This one, it's a good long background, but she just couldn't get focused on the screen the way I wanted her to be. So,
Hi, Jim.
hey, Jim.
That was a good
Or should
one.
I say, what was it? KK 3 Delta?
Close.
Kilo 3 Delta?
It was close. That's close.
Who is Roger?
Yeah, who is Roger? He seems to be really popular.
Yeah, Roger.
Kilo,
Over,
Kilo-
over.
Over,
Juliet,
over.
3 November. Ken will Google it in a bit, Jim. Do you get that? He'll Google it in a bit.
Google it in the what? Oh no, BBIAB is be back in a bit.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. He will Google it in a
In a
bit.
bit.
I had to laugh about that.
Yeah.
So are you not doing night 2, or was this done a couple days ago?
I haven't really decided whether I want to do a night 2 in the first place, to be quite honest.
So can I, as me being me has been brought to our attention, you give out your call signs and then wait for someone to acknowledge that you've given out your call signs, and then you just, what's the purpose?
Well, now see, I didn't want to monopolize this stream.
Oh, go right ahead. You're monopolizing it.
No, that's not what I really want to do.
You want to come back to it later?
No, it's okay. I'll do it now if you want. Basically, contesting is what they also refer to as radio sport. Okay. For lack of a better definition. Okay. And all it is a bunch of guys get on the air. You pass a minimal amount of information and you get so many points for each contact.
Okay.
And when the thing is over, you add up your points and you see where you place. And that's basically what it is.
Okay. Sort of kind of what I thought it was, but
yeah, and basically you'll there's 2 ways in a contest to do things. You can do what I mainly do, which is what's called search and pounce. Basically, you just tune through the band, you find somebody calling for contest contacts, and then you throw your call at them, and either they acknowledge you or they don't, or you may have to wait to know because somebody else may be a little bit louder than you or whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the other way to do it is to find yourself an open frequency. You plant your ass there. You call for contest contacts, and you wait for people to come to you. Those are basically the 2 methods you use.
Okay. Cool.
And the second night I tried the second method. I basically found myself a frequency, plopped myself down, and started calling, and just to see what that was like. Because the first night was pretty active, but the second night was not looking too good.
To quote John Cougar Mellencamp, was the second night a lonely old night?
Not quite that bad.
Okay. DH, good evening, and Darren, good evening. Or in Darren's case, good morning, Darren.
Yeah. What are you watching, Chris?
That's just TV on. I hope it don't get a strike. Hey Jim, is that was that wire you were using? That wire antenna, was it a ladder wire? Was it that ladder wire you said you had?
It is one of 2 antennas that are fed with ladder line, yes. If you go back to my channel and you look at the antenna farm video, I want to say it's about roughly 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I explain how that antenna that I was using that evening is configured.
Yeah.
Brian, are you on one of the bikes behind you?
No, I'm behind the camera.
Oh, okay. All right.
Alex, that's to answer your question. That's Beverly Hillbillies on, but it's turned down.
I can't hear anything, Chris.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, you only get a copyright claim or copyright violation for whatever for audio. You can't get one for
video.
Like, what I mean is, I don't know I don't think you can get one if you're doing a video like we're doing a video right now. Good.
Well, obviously not. I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I haven't gotten any notifications for this. But I'll bet you if I bring up the Beverly Hillbillies and stream that across YouTube with no audio, I'm going to get a notification. I would think
But-
the AI is smart enough to pick up on that. I mean, I don't know honestly, but want to try it out? Give me a minute.
No.
No.
I don't know
I'm
what's going
kidding.
on. I don't know what's going on with that channel, but it keeps playing the several episodes. It keeps playing them over and over and over. I don't know what's going on with it.
Is it on Me TV by chance?
No, actually, it's on the channels that are built into the LG.
Oh, okay. I was watching an episode earlier.
I don't know if I might have accidentally hit if there's even a function repeat. So a repeat, I don't know.
Jeff
That's
said he'd
probably-
be here a little bit late after batting cages, and Rick will not be here. So,
I have a big job update today.
Yes.
The guy called.
oh no, I think his power went out. Oh my goodness.
Oh no,
Gone it. Let me send him a text message real quick.
Oh man.
that's mean. That's downright mean.
I know, Chris.
I didn't say
According
that.
to some people in this world, I'm not a nice person. So what? Your power's back?
Game 3.
No, you're being a mean person, putting me in the waiting room right when I'm fixing to say something.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right, bring us up to date. I
Um,
promise I won't press the mouse, but I will hit the
2
stream
weeks
deck.
ago, I got a call from this guy from Arkansas Network Experts, which is an MSP that does IT stuff for small businesses, and they themselves are a small business. And I talked to him on the phone for 30 minutes. Well, since it had been 2 weeks since I last talked to him, I called him I called him yesterday and asked him for an update, what's going on and all that. And he explained to me, well, after I got a phone yesterday, I thought I wouldn't hear anything until next week or hear anything at all. Well, today about 1:30, I get a phone call from this guy saying so you have said that blah blah restaurant is okay in Sheridan here is okay to go eat, is okay to meet at or whatever. So he wants to he wants to meet and take me out to eat next Thursday, a week from tomorrow.
You got a restaurant called Blah Blah?
No, it's actually a family-owned restaurant here in town, about a half a mile from me. It's called Wright's Ranch House.
You said it was blah blah restaurant though. Now have they changed the name or you just can't
No,
remember the name?
that's what it's called.
I was thinking
Right.
the same thing Chris was.
But yep.
I think I know the name of my new restaurant now. It's going to be called the blah 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 blob.
I know I messed up. And
It's okay.
so
I'm going to open a restaurant called It Doesn't Matter.
needless to say, I'm super excited. This is the first time I've ever gotten to a second round of interviews, quote unquote. If you count the first interview as being a phone call he gave me 2 weeks ago for 30 minutes, and this a week from tomorrow is the second interview. So I'm very excited and a little bit nervous all at the same time, because I don't want to seem like a pig or a slob that don't know how to eat without making a big old mess.
Well, we're all pulling for you, you know that, and we hope it goes well.
But he's not just coming. Also, he's coming with he's he's coming. I assume with someone else too. Someone else in authority. This guy himself is the operations manager, so he's on up there. So he's not just coming 5 minutes down the road. He's actually driving all the way an hour there. He's coming from well, I assume he's coming from their main headquarters, which is an hour away from me, about 60 miles. So he's coming quite a way.
What happens if the job hours are the same time as this live stream? You got a conflict.
That will never happen because the job hours are it doesn't specifically list the job. What it says, it doesn't say it's 8 to 5. What it says is it's 5 8-hour shifts. So that implies it could be any time frame. But it has to be. It could be any time frame, but it would be 8 hours.
So since my brain's not functioning right now, if it starts at 9 o'clock at night, what would be 8 hours later? 4 in the morning?
5.
5? Okay, so that would conflict with my stream. So Brian's question is actually a very good question. I'm kind of wanting to hear your answer.
Let's just say I'm hoping that they don't make me work from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. or any time like that. I'm hoping it's 8 to 5, 8 to 6.
No, the right answer would be I will watch the stream on screen number 1 and I'll do my job on screen number 2. That's the correct answer. And
Okay,
there's a
now.
penalty for not answering that correctly.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I saw that coming.
We all saw that coming except for Alex.
He's
Well,
gonna have to
yeah.
make a choice. Say job or Ken.
Or Ken's right.
Job or
There you go.
Ken. Job.
Ken,
Hey, what, did you lose power again?
No, I
Okay.
did not. So that brings up the question of, again, that's a great idea and all. Me watching you stream on screen 2 and doing my work on screen 1. That's a great idea and all. But what happens if they make me use they give me their own laptop or their own desktop because it'll be a remote position. Hopefully it will transition into hybrid. I'm hopeful it's like it's going to work once or twice a week just to be able to get out of the house, just for something to do. But
Job or Ken.
how does that work if
Ken.
how does that work if it's on a company laptop and they don't allow me to watch YouTube on their computer?
Well, make up your mind. Is it going to be a company desktop or company laptop? Because that will affect my answer.
Well, computer.
No.
Because I don't know what it's going to be.
Okay. So you're the whiz-bang computer tech here. You're the all-knowledgeable, got the college degree and all this college educational networking stuff. And you're asking me to figure this out for you?
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong there. Exactly. Thank you, Greg.
Because what I'm trying to say here is if they're okay with it, if company gives me a computer, be it a desktop or a laptop, I don't know which, if they give me a computer, and I have my computer, and they want me to
internet.
and they want me to use 2 screens with their computer, and I use 2 screens with my computer, well, if they're okay with it, I'll just get me a dual a 2 HDMI output KVM switch, so I can hook up both screens to the KVM switch, hook up both computers to the KVM switch, hook up my existing keyboard and mouse.
You have 4 monitors now?
No.
You said 2 for you and 2 for them. Isn't that 4?
No. Let me explain it again. I have a KVM switch that has two HDMI that can support two computers, but it has two HDMI inputs for each computer. So I have monitor one, a cable for monitor one for computer one, and a cable for monitor one for computer two, and a cable for computer two, and monitor two, and you get the point. And then,
So
then I just plug you.
Yeah, I understand. Your new router, you obviously aren't going to have any issues hooking both computers up to the internet, correct?
No, because my new router right now I've got four Ethernet ports in use. So I've still got 4 more Ethernet ports available. My new router has 8 ports total.
Alex, we're just making fun of the situation. Good luck to you on the whole thing, really, seriously.
Or are they going to be sticks in the mud, and are they going to make me use their monitors and their keyboards and their mouses like Gary seems to think they are?
Oh, I hope so, because that way you can watch Ken Stout live on your monitors, and they'll never know you're watching Ken Stout live. Solves that problem. Who do I need to call? I'll take care of that right now.
Oh my God.
All right. Anybody got any final questions for Alex before we move on?
At least he's trying. There's millions of people that aren't trying at all.
Well, this is as far as I've got, Brian. I've never gotten this far before, and I've had dozens of interviews.
I thought you got just about this far with the place you went that had the small elevator. Didn't you get this far with them?
No, I've never gotten to a second stage of interviews.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten to a first stage of interviews, video, phone, and in person, but I've never gotten to a second stage of interviews, and I've especially never gotten to a second stage of interviews where they ask me, where do you want to go eat? Where do you want to meet? What time and all that. Because I assume most of the time when employers do that, they pick the place.
You should have picked the butcher block.
No, can't do that because my mom's got to go pick up kids.
Well, that's true. I forgot about that.
Got to go pick up grandkids. That's part of the reason why I wanted them to come down here if it's possible.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that way, if I'm stuck, if we're still if I'm over there with them talking to them for an hour or two, it won't affect my mom picking me up.
Yep, good point. All right, final questions going once. And no, Alex, you can't ask yourself a question and answer it. Going twice.
I'm gonna call him, tell him he's watching you, Ken.
I did have a friend in Vegas that he worked overnight, and they provided him a laptop. He did all that on his laptop, and on his other computer, he perused YouTube. I was not on YouTube at the time, so he couldn't actually watch Ken Stout live. But
now, if they don't provide me a company computer, which I don't have any reason to think why they wouldn't, and they make me use my personal computer with their software for their VPN or whatever on it, I'll have to use my phone or my tablet, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Brian's background.
If you're insistent on me watching your videos while I am doing my job, which I can't do because I may be talking on the phone or on a video call or.
What's the name of the company?
Arkansas Network Experts. The website is ARNetX. ARNETEX.com.
Arkansas Network Experts?
Yes.
Okay, so here's how you handle that situation. This is easy. Thank you for calling Arkansas Network Experts. Do you mind if I put you on a brief hold? Problem solved.
Real funny, Ken.
I try.
Yeah.
I try. Jim goes, yeah.
They probably they probably make you log and put everything down, document everything, and document how long you're on the call with somebody, which I imagine includes the hold time. So if they see I'm on hold, I put somebody on hold for an hour to watch your video, it'll probably be, Mr. Chick, we need you to quit working. You're fired.
I can't believe it. Verna just texted me. Why are you not here? You're supposed to work today. I said, like, Verna, remember I verified it last week. I want to make sure that I clarify it with you that I am working this coming week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because this is my weekend work. And then
It got quiet all of a sudden.
Well, that's because I think Ken knows it could be a while.
Mrs. K and I are having a conversation. Somebody start something.
Yeah, there you go. I kind of figured it was something like that.
Jim, did you see the post in chat that I sent to you?
Yeah, I did. I haven't loaded any chipset drivers for this thing yet. But they'll get there eventually. I've got to do the clone, which I finally picked up something that's going to facilitate a standalone clone. I will hopefully be doing a video about that, although I think I'm going to have to set up another machine with Davinci Resolve. I'm sorry, not Davinci Resolve, but OBS, because I'm going to be cloning the drive from this over to here. How am I going to record anything if I've got the drive pulled out? So I got to set up another machine with OBS, and that will. No, it shouldn't take me that long, but I got to get around to actually doing it.
Hey, Jim, let me ask you a question.
Yo,
You said you have not yet loaded chipset drivers?
on the AMD system, no, not yet.
Right.
Whatever's come down has come down through Windows Update. So there's something there, but they're probably not the most recent ones.
I've always done the chipset drivers very first thing.
I don't worry about it until in this case, I wasn't going to be worried about it until I knew this thing was stable. And it's stable enough at this point.
I mean, especially after installing Windows, go in and look at a device manager and see if there's any unidentified or unknown hardware on there. Install the chipset drivers, and inevitably that takes care of all those unknown things.
Oh yeah. That's a given. I don't know. In fact, I haven't looked recently. That's actually a good question.
Bob Watching McCalls joins us in the chat room. Hi, Bob. Stealth Mode from Florida joins us. I didn't see him till just now. Good to see him.
He's been in there a little while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. An interesting question.
Like on my system, I installed the chip drivers, but I still always had this unknown device listed there. And I didn't cause any problems. Windows Update never did anything for it, but there was this unknown device. And finally, I just Googled it one time and came up with one hit on it. And the guy said, go back to the Gigabyte site, and in addition to the chipset drivers, there's 3 Intel drivers to be installed. Now I have the Intel
Support assistant.
The Intel driver thing installed on my system, but Intel never said anything about these drivers. I had to get them off of the Gigabyte site, install those, and the unknown device is gone. Whatever it was, just a ghost device.
Right. Let me just take a look here.
Ian, if you want another reason, put me in the waiting room. By the way, I've got a good one for you.
Yeah, there are a couple of them. I'm just looking at the system right now. There's like 3 of them. And yeah, once I put the chipset drivers in, I'm sure those will resolve themselves. But like I said, I was more concerned about the system consistently booting than I'm worried about chipset drivers.
I can't wait to hear the reason why you're going to tell me a reason to put you in the waiting room.
How much longer will it be until your beard grows back out? Because I think I like you better with the beard because you look better with the beard to me.
I look older with the beard. Somebody said last night I look, what, 5 years younger or whatever it was?
Oh, without the beard.
Without the beard, yeah.
Yeah.
She brought
I
me
can
2
see
grilled
that.
cheese sandwiches, so I'm trying to eat.
I've never seen my dad without a beard, and neither has my mom, and we probably never will.
I don't know. I'm going to go a while without it. We'll see. Um,
How long does it take to usually? How long does it take to grow if you shave it off?
Depends on how long I want it. I mean,
Start growing back out to where it's noticeable again.
I don't know. I never really pay that much attention to it. It's one of those things that, yeah, you know. So the grilled
Well, how
cheese
long a
tonight,
growth?
huh? How long what?
How long a growth was the beard that you had until 2 nights ago?
2 months.
2 months?
Mm-hmm. But that's not accurate because what I did was about November 1st, I stopped shaving because of November and it grew out. And then I went ahead and let it grow through December. And then when I shaved it off, what I did was I actually shaved it here and kept the mustache and the goatee part. And then in January, I let it start growing back out. So January, February. It seemed that it grew faster in November, December than it did in January and February. But again, I really don't pay that much attention to it.
I was wondering if hair can do that, grow faster at sometimes,
I have no idea.
but it seems like mine does.
It just seemed that way, Chris. I don't know if that's factual or not. It's just what it seemed like.
Is that device manager, Jim?
Yep. And there's these 3 here that we don't know about yet. I'm sure the chipset drivers will take care of it.
It's actually pretty good grilled cheese she made tonight. There's tomato and onion in it. Added a nice little twist to it.
American cheese or
Provolone American cheese.
Ooh,
That
that's
stuff's
interesting.
processed.
That's interesting.
I don't like American cheese myself, but that's the only kind of grilled cheese my dad makes is American
Interesting
cheese.
that I'm using she used provolone, or interesting something on the computer.
Interesting something on the computer.
I figured that. That was kind of a rhetorical question. That sure is a nice looking rig, though. Gotta say that.
Thank you. It took me a couple of days to design it.
Wintermute, can't wait for the time change. Get off work and we'll get to see Carrie again. Yeah, time change is coming up March 12th on a Sunday, as it always is. On a Sunday.
Why? Now, this is probably a stupid question, but why is the time change so much shorter from November to March versus March to November? Why did they pick that time frame to make it?
They've changed it over several times.
I heard it was for the farmers.
There's probably different reasons depending on where you live.
I
I
too
think
had always heard it was for the farmers and to allow the
Yeah.
children to get out of school or go to school or whatever, but I don't think that was the actual real reason.
I think you can unspot me.
Okay, you're not going to show us anything more with the rig?
No, not for now. No.
Alrighty. Spotlight is off. Wintermute asking chat, how was the golf? Well,
Should not have cleaned those clubs.
the clubs did get cleaned. Where's the scorecard?
It was the best food he'd ever had. Wintermute.
What? He said, how was the golf?
I know. I'm just trying to be funny.
I'll take a vote before I put him in the waiting room.
Of course.
Nay.
All those in favor?
Leave me out of this one.
So, to answer Wintermute's question, the front nine I opened up with 4 straight bogeys, which is 1 over par, with 4 straight fours. It was windy. The wind actually literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The 5th hole, and here's irony for you. Here's the golf gods telling you, you still suck at golf. Don't mess with this. Yesterday on the 5th hole, it's a par 4, and I got it in 2. Admittedly, I got lucky on the putt, and it went in. Today, on the same hole, and I moved back 30 yards. I'm not using that as a crutch or an excuse. I shot it in 5. I was a little disappointed. I
So
bounced.
you had 4 straight bogeys, and then it went downhill from there.
Well, actually, on the next hole, I bounced back and got a par. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this is good. I had a horrible 5th hole. I bounced back to a par. Yes, I'm on track. Nope, I finished with another 5 on the next hole that I seriously thought was never going to end. And then a 4. So on the front 9, I shot 37, pars 29. The back 9 was the most consistent, worst golf I've played in a while. I had all 4s except for 2 3s, which was par. And the 2 pars I got were on holes that were 100 yards long each. Now, I figured something out by asking a couple players about the wind, because I'm not smart enough to figure these things out. And I said, when it's windy like this, and it was super windy, do you go up a club or down a club? And both the guys without hesitation said, we go up a club. Okay. And then the younger kid said, what do you hit? What do you use to hit 100 yards? I said, usually my 9-iron. He goes, then these next 5 holes, you want to use your 9-iron because they're all consistently 100 yards. I took him up on his advice, and then I did get 2 pars in a row on the back 9. My putting today, good God, the hole could have been this big, and I would have missed it by 35 feet. My putting was just crap today. I don't want to blame the wind. Toward the end, I was getting tired. I had flirted with thoughts of playing the front 9 behind the 18 this time, except when I walked off 18 and 1 sit perpendicular to one another. And when I walked off of 18, I glanced over at 1. I thought, nope, there were 4 groups in line waiting to play the first hole. So I called it a day and went home and took some Advil and took a nap. Thank you for asking, Wintermute. I appreciate that.
4 groups of people.
Yes, 4 groups there were 4 carts sitting there, which is 4 groups. They could have been 2 twosomes playing, or I don't know what it was. It didn't make any difference. I just seen that and said, I'm not playing any more golf today. So
My first thought when you said you were tired, when you said you were getting tired just now, is that you fell down on the golf course and went to sleep and woke up 2 hours later.
you better be glad I've got a sandwich in my hand.
That would be better than Greg Knapp's channel.
I'm quite sure if I fell down to sleep on the golf course, 911 would be called.
You're probably
No.
right.
Stealth mode, you're correct. Honestly, it was consistent golf and given the conditions of the wind. It was a super nice day. It was 75 degrees. Sun was out when I started. Beautiful day. Couldn't ask for a better day to play golf. Except for, I kid you not, I literally walked in and paid to play golf, walked out, and here comes the doggone wind. I think it was that Alex Cheek that sent it.
Should have went to the virtual golf course, then there would have been no wind. You could have had 100%.
I plan on going there Friday if the weather stays like it's going to. Give me a day to recuperate and go there Friday. But that might be up in the air too. If I have a chance to play outdoors versus a virtual, I'm playing outdoors every time. Each and every time. I do want to play the virtual one at least once because I want to get some of the feedback it could offer me.
Sure, blame it on the wind. Yeah.
Well, I do, but I don't. Again, I was consistent. Now, if I'd have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8, 9, whatever, then that would suck. But I played consistent golf. That's the main thing. I didn't, and it's me. I'm not smart enough to go, oh, here comes the wind out of the west at X amount of miles per hour. What club do I use to combat that? Now, I am smart enough to know, don't hit it way up in the air, because when you hit it way up in the air, guess what's going to happen? Wind's going to catch it, and it's either going to drop it straight down, or it's going to move it off your target. I'm not talented enough to hit a low shot to keep it out of the air, so most of my shots went in the air. Uh-oh, is that
was Chris.
Is that Jim doing his thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Here's a random question for you. Do you think it's possible that if I be working remotely, that they will reimburse me for at least partially for the internet?
I would think so.
I have no idea.
Or will they require me to get a business connection or a static IP or whatnot?
No, I don't. No, I can't see them doing that.
Me
Those
neither.
terms would have been set in the beginning.
The dog ate my son's homework one time. We sent pictures to the teacher and he passed his son. I sent pictures of the dog. There you go.
Well, you know the reason why I passed oral communication class in college was because I was, and he told me this before I left when I handed in my final paper. It's because I was the one that did the most talking and had the most conversation and had the most things to say.
I find that
in
so
class.
hard to believe. Seriously?
Nobody else had anything to say except for me. I almost got a fight started the first day because I started talking about the Bible and God and this and that, and somebody said, "We don't need that here." And coming to find out, he's a left liberal atheist as far as you can get, the instructor.
Alex, sometimes it's not good to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I wished I would have known when you were going to college. I would have diverted my plans and went down there and checked the same classes you did, and we'll see who could talk the most.
But hey, at least I got an A in that class, and at least he was
I got to go look something up on the internet. Keep talking, Alex. You do it quite well.
At least he was honest about it. The reason why you're getting an A is because you're talking. You were the one that brought had the most things to say.
Somebody say something. I'm looking something up real quick. What in the holy hell?
And that
I
was
must have scared. I must have scared Brian off. Oh no, there he is.
I put
Yeah,
into Google right over my head images, and the first thing it shows me is 5 pictures of the human heart.
what?
Yeah.
Your reaction is the same reaction I'm having to looking at what's going on with the views on my channel.
They seem to be, your views seem to be going up, which is good. Your subscription list seems to be going up, which is good.
I'm amazed. I didn't think that particular video would even generate half this.
I
I may
noticed
have
in the comments you have an awful lot of people in that, I don't want to call it a business, but that arena that commented on it.
Yeah. Well, I did post it to 2 groups on Facebook.
10, 9, 8.
And I think,
7.
I did post it on Twitter, as a matter of fact. At least I'm pretty sure I did.
You are on Twitter?
Yeah, I've been on Twitter for a while, man.
Wow. You like it?
Not so much after Elon's getting done with it. It's turning into a real asshole at this point.
Stealth
Are you
Mode
on
says he's
Mastodon
on
yet,
Twitter.
Jim?
Yes, BH.
Oh, I asked Jim if he was on Mastodon yet.
No, I don't know that I have any interest in it at least not yet. I've heard it's a little more complicated to deal with.
Well, you can dial into one specific genre or several topics of interest that you're interested in without being disturbed by ads and other bullshit that comes across Twitter.
Now, I have a really good solution for ads on Twitter. Usually I just block them.
Yeah, I understand.
It's a little annoying at times, but the block works. So
I was banned from Twitter about 10 years ago. Don't know why. I tried appealing it, and I was told you're not allowed to appeal when you're banned. That made sense. So I haven't been back.
yeah, well, my opinion of that is that Elon is basically doing his best to F that into the ground. But that's another subject.
I'm barely on
You-
Facebook, and I'm actually contemplating leaving it.
You know what Elon's salary at Tesla is?
Does he actually have one?
Yes.
Okay.
You would never, ever come close to making a guess.
Can I phone a friend?
1.875 million.
58 billion with a B per year. 58 billion per year.
Well,
Stockholders have filed a suit saying that's ridiculous.
yeah. I would tend to agree with them.
Yeah, but what does he get for benefits?
He gets a free Twitter account.
Eh,
This is his Tesla salary only.
yeah.
Nothing to do with SpaceX or Twitter or
Yeah.
anything. Just from
Yeah.
Tesla.
Yeah, he could do with about 57 billion less.
Stealth Mode said he's staying on Facebook for family and friends. Basically, that's the reason I'm on it.
I think that's the reason that most people are on it.
Tom K said his son did older remote work and it didn't pay anything for the internet. I don't know, Alex, honestly. I can't remember if my friend in Vegas got his internet paid for or supplemented or anything like that. He never did say. Long Dog is there. How's your dad? Good to see you, Long Dog. It is 8:30 out on the West Coast tonight, right now. I'm glad Doug didn't actually cancel Wednesday. His email cracked me up, by the way.
What the hell's the story behind that one? I was
have
like,
no idea. I got an email this morning. He said I canceled Wednesday. ... Well, I didn't really cancel Wednesday. I canceled my 2 shows. So
Didn't he say his ISP was scheduled to come out and give him a new router?
possibly. I honestly don't know. I think it's. I genuinely think it's fantastic. He redirects his show to my show when I have it. 5 days or 4 days out of the 5 days a week, and it's cool that he redirects it to Carrie. Although he ends at 12:30, and Carrie doesn't usually come on until what, 3 or 4 hours later. So, and it's too bad you can't have 2 redirects. Dad is okay. He's going to stay in hospital for the next couple days. Okay, cool. Good news to hear that he's okay. Real good news. So, coming up on an hour already, believe it or not. It's hard to believe. As much as it's going to be tempting to go play golf tomorrow because it's going to be sunny and 55 degrees. Of course, today was supposed to be 75 and sunny, and we had that stupid wind. I honestly don't think I could ride in a cart tomorrow and play golf. And I'm going to get some rest because Friday we've tentatively planned to go to the virtual facility and cough up some money and play there.
All those storms have blown through California, and I heard on the news tonight, the total snowfall in the last 48 hours up at Tahoe Donner was 12 feet. And Interstate 80 remains closed. It's been closed for 3 days now. 12 feet of snow.
So Wintermute's asking, that's a lot of snow, Brian. Does that bring you guys back up to about even par with what you're supposed to have as far as your water tables go?
Well, the snowfall is 250% of normal, but I mentioned it before, when that melts in the spring, it all runs down to the rivers and straight out into the ocean. California has not built a new reservoir in 50 or 60 years.
Wow.
That's the problem in California. It's not the amount of water, it's they don't have the storage for it.
So Wintermute asked, I played 27 holes yesterday or today. I played 27 yesterday. I played the front 9, and then I played the entire 18 holes, so that's 27. And today I walked the entire 18. So in 2 days' time, I played 45 holes of golf. The other thing that was kind of good about today, it was and it was all right, I guess, is I could only play 1 golf ball because of the amount of people on the course, which was kind of fun to actually play one like you're supposed to do. But when there's nobody there, I don't mind playing 2 or 3, try different approaches, different things. And yes, I cleaned the clubs. I had them perfectly spotless clean. I don't have to worry so much anymore about where I'm hitting the golf ball. I'm hitting the golf ball dead center of the club like I'm supposed to. I've got to figure my swing pattern out. And I don't want to bore you guys with that, but that's what my problem is. Oh, my goodness. That's sorry to hear that. Stealth mode. Ford seeks patent for cars that ditch you if payments are missed. I got to go see what that's all about. So if you miss a couple of payments, they're just going to shut your car off. Is that how I'm reading this?
Well, that's the 30,000-foot view. Yes.
Okay. Isn't that rather dangerous? I mean, surely to God, they're not going to do it when you're out driving on a highway or something. Hopefully they've got enough common sense to figure out the car's not moving. And Wintermute dropped the link. He said he saw that on Rossman today. Dropped a YouTube link. Interesting. We have hit the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to give shout out from memory. I'm not going to go back and read chat. I know Tony Waller was first, and Brian was there early. Greg was there early. Robert Michael was there. He probably had just gotten off work. Lawn Dog, Wintermute, Tom K, Bob whatchamacallit. Who am I leaving out? Stealth Mode was there. I'm forgetting somebody. Bobby Warren was there. Of course, how could I forget Bobby? Jeff Ryman briefly joined us. He said earlier in a text that he'll join us afterwards, probably because of the batting cage situation. So, don't know anything about yet tomorrow what I'm doing, other than I'm going to be laying in bed and going, oh. Now, other than my back, I'm doing okay. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night.
I forgot to mention it. Yesterday, you forgot to mention me.
Did I really? Well, let me go back to yesterday's stream, bring it back up live, and say, and I want to make sure I mention Greg Guy's name. So, because I missed yesterday, we are going to end the stream with a moment of forgiveness from Greg because I forgot to mention Greg's name.
I ain't forgiving nobody. Hell no.
Well, there's not going to be a moment of silence then. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.